Hello, this is Andrew Collinson at the 10th Telco 2 Executive Brainstorm in Los Angeles and Santa Monica. I'm here with Wright from AT&T. Von, we've been talking about customer data and how AT&T may play a role in this market. Could you explain a little to me what this whole market is about and what AT&T's role in this, how you see that panning out?
Sure. I think what the market is all about is the fact that so much information is now digitized. Yeah. And you've got unprecedented participation of customers using the web, using smartphones. There's such a draw to want to use this technology that customers are participating in digitizing information, sharing data at a level that I think they're beginning to kind of outrun their headlights, so to speak. So I think the opportunity is really for a company like an AT&T already has an existing kind of subscription relationship with the customer, who's had the responsibility kind of as part of the role we've played as a network provider in protecting our customers' information, to step in and actually provide additional levels of service, right? So how do I kind of wrap your data in kind of a protective layer that allows you better control on how you share it, using a unique identity so we always know what data belongs to you, and provide the trust frameworks, so we talked a lot about that at the conference here, yeah. That allows your information to be exchanged with providers that you choose to do business with.
A bank for your personal data? Is that kind of, we've talked about lockers as well, those kind of analogies
broker,
are being used.
Right, yeah, we talk about being an agent.
Right.
So I really like the sound of that because it's something I feel we have to earn, yeah, the customer's trust, and I think the fact that we haven't used customers' information to our own benefit over time probably has earned a level of trust. But I think as a customer decides they want to actually make us their agent, their broker of data, yeah. We have to be extra careful that we're proving to them constantly that we're providing them value through security and privacy, and ensuring that their data is secure.
So, thinking about what we've been talking about today, I wonder if you can give me a sense of how seriously AT&T are taking this.
We're taking it very seriously. I think the role that we want to play going forward, since we're not so often any longer the direct provider of experiences for our customers, we think there's an opportunity as customers are engaging through different devices, connecting in different ways, to provide value kind of across all those connections. So we feel like there's a void there, yeah. As well as the void in really looking out for the digital information that customers are depositing all over the web. So we think there's a very important role that we can play. It's a new business opportunity, frankly, for us, and we think that it can add incremental value in the minds of the customer related to AT&T. So I think it's a big opportunity for us.
And this isn't just slideware from what we're talking about today. This is kind of...
No, we're actively working on it. I mean, the fact that I'm here and we're participating in Internet Identity Workshop, involved in the WEF. I've got a team that's basically been stood up to try to basically cultivate this opportunity. So we're very serious about it. I personally am very serious about it.
And one of the things we've talked about today a lot is ecosystems, and telcos clearly have a role in the identity ecosystem, with telephone numbers, either mobile or fixed, being key identifiers. And one of the interesting things that came out of the conversation, and we're talking to Google, is that Google's working with telcos a lot. Mm-hmm. Do you see this being a world that will evolve into more direct competition between telcos and Google as a strategic identity provider, or will it be a world of co-opetition, an ecosystem, if you like, where people are working together with some areas of competition and some areas of overlap, as it were?
Yeah, I think co-opetition is the right way of looking at it. It's the web by its very nature is an open environment, yeah. And I think we don't want to stifle the innovation of many players that are bringing value to our customers. So we would expect that we'll be doing business with Google. So I think there are going to be some roles that we'll uniquely play because of the assets that we have, the relationships we have with customers. But there are probably going to be some places where Google would like to be in the same position as AT&T. But we also expect there are going to be other providers, not just Google, sure. That are going to want to play that role. But for that network to work, we've got to be able to interoperate, right? So if your identity provider is Google and my identity provider is AT&T, and we want to have a business relationship, there shouldn't be some kind of constraint in being able to do that.
I mean, it sounds from the conversation we're having today that it's going to be, or at least in theory at this point, an open market, as open a market as possible, with data being transferable between, data banks or data agents or whatever, but under the control of the consumer. So, from what we've seen in the last year, certainly there's been a lot of progress with the World Economic Forum and some of the frameworks that are coming through. So, from our point of view, it's really encouraging to see such active steps being taken, I'd say, from Telco 2's perspective. A final question, though, I think, just to kind of bring things into perspective for perhaps some of the people who might doubt about this. I mean, one of the people's fears about customer data is that of privacy. And I think one of the things we discussed today was the concept that by providing information banks, by looking after data, by giving customers control of it, actually what you're creating is privacy, finally, in a secure way. Do you think that's right? Is that a good way of thinking about it?
I absolutely do. If you think about the way it works today, the consumer doesn't really own their data. I mean, you might think conceptually they do, but the reality is they're depositing it in the domains of all the different service providers they do business with. So how does the consumer know that privacy is actually being looked after? They're relying on each and every one of those parties, as well as they're participating on websites where, we all know that others can gain access to your information. Yeah. So you may not really be thinking consciously about how exposed you are. So I think this is actually a model that fundamentally creates privacy. Now, it's also going to be something that is going to require this kind of agent, this intelligent broker, so that the weight is not completely on the consumer to determine, just exactly all the methods they want to use to share it. So there's some things that have to be worked out, but it absolutely is founded on privacy.
Vaughn, thank you very much, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, enjoyed it.